Hello and welcome. In this video, we will be looking at arithmetic operators in Python. Let's dive in. So, arithmetic operators take in numerical values, and these numerical values are what we call operands, and it's going to perform some mathematical operation on the operands. In this example, we have 2 plus 7. It's obvious that 2 and 7 are the numeric values here, so those are our operands. And then our arithmetic operator is the plus sign. So this plus sign shows that the mathematical operation to be carried out is addition. This means the two operands will be added. Let's look at other arithmetic operators. Here in this table we have our arithmetic operators, and these are the operations they carry out. The first operator is this plus sign, which is used to add two operands together. We have the minus sign, which is used for subtraction, so it's going to subtract one operand from another. And we have the asterisk for multiplication. And we have this single forward slash, which is used for floating point division. And then the double forward slash is used for float division. We're going to look at this soon. The next operator is the double asterisk, which is used for powers. So it's used to raise one operand to the power of another operand. So if, for instance, you could have 2 raised to power 3, you're going to use this double asterisk to represent the raised to power. So you're going to have 2 double asterisk 3, so 2 raised to power 3, and that will give us 8. And the last is this percentage sign. So when you use this percentage sign, you're going to get the remainder if the two operands were divided. So this gives us the modulus. Now let's see how to apply this in Python. Alright, here in our IPython console, we're going to use the multiple assignments to declare variables. So I have a and b equal to 22 and 5. Running that, so a is 22 and b is 5. So the first operator is the addition operator. Now we're going to do that, and that's going to be a plus b, and add a little space. Okay, so with the addition operator we get 27 when we add 22 and 5 together. So we're adding the operand 22 and the operand 5, and we get 27 as our result. Let's use the second operator, that's subtraction. So a minus b. So we're going to subtract the second operand b from the first operand, and we have 17 as the answer. Now to perform multiplication, we're going to use asterisk, so a and multiplied by b, and that gives us 110. Alright, now we can perform the floating point division, and to do that we're going to use the single forward slash, so forward slash and b. So we get a float of 4.4 as our answer. So anytime we use this floating point division, we are always going to get a float as the answer. It doesn't matter if we are dividing integers or floats, our result is always going to be a float. So I'm going to try dividing some floats, maybe 4.7 divided by 3. We get a float as the answer. So it doesn't matter if our operands are integers or floats, our result is still going to be a float. Now for the float division, okay, we have a and b. So a is 22 if you remember, and b is 5. Okay, it shows there. So if we should do the floor division, we're going to get 4. Remember when we did the floating point division, we had 4.4. Now the floor division is different. The floor division is just going to take the first answer and ignore everything after the decimal point. So what we're going to have is just 4. It's going to ignore everything after the decimal point. So it doesn't matter if you had 4.5, 4.9, it's not going to give us 5. It's just going to get this first value here, which is 4, and ignore everything after the decimal part. So this floor division is getting the nearest lowest value to this answer here. The nearest lowest integer to this value is 4. Let's look at another example. Let's do 6 divided by 4. And this gives me 1.5. Now, if I try to use the floor division over 4, we're just going to get 1. So this is going to give us the nearest lowest integer value to 1.5, and that value is 1. So the floor division is not approximating it to 2. It's just going to give us the nearest lowest integer to this value, and that value here is 1. Alright, so let's try some negative values. For instance, minus 6 over 4. This gives us minus 1.5. Now I want you to guess what we're going to get if we try minus 6 divided by the floor division by 4. I'm going to give you a second here to guess what we're going to have. Remember, it's going to give us the lowest nearest integer value. Alright, so let's see what we get. We get minus 2. Now remember, the lowest integer value is not minus 1, it's going to be minus 2. That's because minus 1 is greater than minus 2. So the lowest integer value close to minus 1.5 is going to be minus 2. That's when we're looking at it from the negative aspect. It's not going to be minus 1. Minus 1 is actually the nearest highest value close to minus 1.5. So the nearest lowest value is minus 2. One final thing you should know is if any of the operand is a float, our answer is going to be a float, so it's just going to add 0.0 to it. Okay. Previously we had 6 /4. If we use a float now, that's 6.0 divided by 4. We're going to get a float as an answer. So it's just going to add this extra 0.0 to it. It's still going to be 1 like here, but it's just going to add that 0.0. Okay, so our next operator is the power operator, which is, for instance, if you want to find 2 raised to the power 3, so that's just going to be 2 as double asterisk then 3, and we get 8. So this is saying 2 cube, it gives us 8. We could try our variable a raised to the power b, which is 22, which is 22 raised to the power 5. Okay, let's see what we get, and this is it. So double asterisk for raised to the power, and the last operator is the remainder, which is the modulus. So this is going to give us the remainder after dividing two numbers. So what will be the remainder if we divide 22 by 5? So I have a percentage sign b. The remainder is 2. Going back here, so 22 over 5 is 4.4. So meaning the quotient is 4 and the remainder is going to be 2. 22 divided by 5 is 4. remainder 2. Okay, that's it for this video. We've learned about arithmetic operators in Python, and we've also seen how to use these operators to carry out different mathematical operations. We've also seen the difference between the floating point division and the floor division. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. See you next time.